Hello, everyone. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So, meet UCJO AI, a groundbreaking USSD chatbot powered by Google's Gemini API. In a continent where internet access and smartphone ownership are still luxuries, UCJO AI is a beacon of hope, bridging the information gap and empowering millions of Africans. So imagine the possibilities, a world of knowledge at your fingertips, accessible with a simple USSD code. So let's bring this revolutionary technology home to Africa and unlock its immense potential. So are you excited to meet this brilliant mind? So just brace yourself. But before that, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show the demonstration of this particular app, and later we will try to connect with that respective brilliant mind. So let me share my screen and let me show you the demonstration of that. So here is the UC Joe.
Greetings. My name is Fortune. I'm a software engineer based in Botswana. With me here today is Usizo. Usizo is a USSD app that is powered by Gemini. Now let's get into the demo. So here we are using Africa's Talking uh, USSD simulator. Thank you so much, Africa's Talking, for the amazing developer tools. Who are you? I'm a large language model trained by Google. I can generate text. There is something about phone. Okay. I do want to wanna be a software engineer. Please help. Learning programming language. Any tools can recommend. Consider the community stuff. So the main purpose of this app is to bridge information access gap in Africa.
So I think you guys have seen the a demonstration from his YouTube video. So now we will meet the brilliant mind behind this, Usizo AI. So meet Mr. Fortune here.
Hello, guys. It's an honor and a great pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much, Sharan, for this
Yeah,
opportunity.
yeah. So welcome to Gemini Unplugged, a podcast series where we dive deep into the world of the Google Gemini API developer competition participants. So today we have a very special guest, Fortune, who has created a truly innovative and impactful app using the Gemini API. So Fortune, one more time, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you for
Okay.
having me.
Yes, it's a pleasure connecting with you, Fortune, because we are just oceans apart. You're far from where I live, so but still, the Gemini API, the generative AI, is the technology which is actually bringing us together. So we should thank the technology, and I'm privileged to connect with you.
Same here, my brother. I mean, they
Yeah,
say
Fortune.
it's a global village.
Oh, okay. So, Fortune, so we will get into the topic. So we'll try to understand your product first, because I have shown the basic demonstration of our UCZO AI app to our users. So now our viewers now. So I would like you to explore a bit, and then let us know what is the motivation behind it. The first question. So I would request you to tell us a bit about yourself and your background, and from where you come, and so later we can move to the technology side.
Mhm. Yeah, so my name is Fortune. I'm a self-taught software engineer from Zimbabwe, currently based in Botswana. So the whole idea behind Usizo I was developing the app for the young me. You see, so growing up, I really wanted the opportunity to explore, the this technological world through the education route. Go to the university, college, university, that route. But because of unseen circumstances, I couldn't manage to go that route. But I still had a dream. You see,
Yes.
so I utilized like every ounce of a resource that was at my disposal to learn these things. When internet, back in the days when internet, I remember I had a BlackBerry. So I went to the second-hand phone market,
Okay.
like looking for a smartphone. I had this small, I managed to get a deal from this guy. Is like, yeah, you know what? Give me the money
Yeah.
that you have, I'll give you this phone. It was from that BlackBerry that, and it had Opera Mini. That's where everything started, from Opera Mini. I'm like, I can Google and start to see things. So I started to learn from that. And I learned how to edit a video. I went to someone and I'm like, you know what? I can edit your videos for free.
Okay.
Then the guy pays me. I got a laptop. It took a long time, but it was a progressive thing where you just have got this ounce of a resource that you can utilize. So Usizo comes in as that ounce of a resource that, that young guy out there who's hopeless, who doesn't know where to start, but they've got a dream. They can actually start from there. So that was the main inspiration behind Usizo AI.
Okay. So, Fortune, so normally, which language you speak at home?
Uh, I speak Ndebele, I speak Zulu, I speak Shona, then
Oh, okay.
English here and there. Yeah.
That's great. That's great. Just, you know, I would like to just explore the language that you speak. So,
Mhm.
so can you talk a bit about your background in technology? What do you do? So you can just talk about yourself, and so about technological perspectives of which tools you have worked. So data science perspective, and then LLMs, and then Gen AI, etc.
Mhm. Yeah. So my background, is I've been privileged to work or to have a contract with one of the biggest guys who are in tech here in Botswana, where I'm currently based. So it's more like a startup environment. So within a startup environment, you get to be exposed to a number of challenges, which breed a number of opportunities to learn. So when I started doing work for the organization, I was a software engineer, mainly focusing on backend Python, database management and all that. But I met challenges that evolved me to be a data engineer, because right now I'm so proficient with building my own data pipelines.
Oh, that's great, man.
Uh, yeah, because all the Hadoops, the Sparks, and the MapReduces, I've mastered them. I've mastered the Apache Kafka, super
Oh,
proficient with it. And yeah, and also on the LLM side, I'm currently on I'm currently using the Olama library to pull in all those open source libraries and try
okay.
and explore with them. So in the world of data science, I can say that currently I'm more on the side of data engineering, because that's what
Yeah.
I am for my client. That's what basically I'm doing, building reliable data pipelines and yeah, and that sort of stuff.
Yeah, I agree, Fortune. So, out of curiosity, I just want to know, like, so Botswana is kind of a big city, like IT hub, and
So Botswana is actually a country. So I moved from Zim to Botswana, and right now I stay in Gaborone. In Gaborone, that's the
okay,
capital
okay,
city of Botswana. And for your own information, this is going to be the next Silicon Valley of
yeah,
not
that's
just
what,
Africa, not just
yeah,
Africa, but the world. Because yeah, we are gathering like all the best minds in the world to this side, because even the government is so supportive of the tech
okay,
initiatives and all that. So we are building a knowledge based economy.
oh,
So we are
superb,
heading, yeah. So it's the place to be right now.
great. So in India, Bangalore is Silicon Valley of India. Similar to that,
Mhm.
so the place you are living at this moment is the Silicon Valley of Africa.
Yeah, we are not yet there, but in the coming 3 years, I guarantee you that we are going to be the Silicon Valley, because the best minds are actually migrating to Gaborone right now.
Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
that's great. So let's get back to the task again. So the curiosity is, so now, how did you come up with the idea for your Gemini API project? So what exactly is the motivation behind it?
Mhm. So now the interesting part with the Gemini competition. So it's the fusion of the old school and the new school. The set idea of recycling, because old technologies, like there's this mentality that we have, like people in the tech space, of when something new comes in, we tend to forget the useful technologies that we have, and just everyone migrates to that thing, and we leave out this particular one thing that really worked perfect for us for years. So when I looked into the competition, I was so tempted, to, like others, to build the Tony Stake type of things, that the Jarvis, an app that talks and does everything. But looking into the theme of the competition, because
sometimes you have to look at the price, like what's the price. So the prize
Yeah.
money, being an old school car that that is being modernized with modern technology. So I'm like, yeah,
Yes.
with what I already have, I have modern technology, and I also have this old school technology that works pretty well. In fact, because USSD, I can guarantee you that USSD is the most reliable protocol. Like, is the most mature and reliable protocol out there. So looking into that, so I considered the theme of the competition. I'm like, oh, so I bet no one is looking into that theme, because it looks like the theme is the fusion of the old school, or recycling the old school technologies with the new school technologies. So that was my approach. Then within that scope, now I had to look into the what type of technologies do I have that to suit this kind of theme, because I'm so
Yes.
passionate about USSD. I'm so passionate about USSD and the amount of impact that it has, especially on our side, like on the side of Africa, because we are tempted. I'm tempted, like everyone else, to build, the Jarvis, something that would speak to you, something that will call you. But at the end of the day, that does not solve my immediate problems or my neighbor's immediate problems. So
Yeah.
within that framework of thinking, I had to, I had to go the route of working with something that can be impactful and help, as I said when I was starting, and help the young fortune, back in the days. I would have really utilized such a resource.
So Fortune, so who's your target user?
So right now, according to statistics, we have here in Africa, we have over 900 million people who don't have access to basic information, like we don't have access to internet. So the population is, give or take, 1.4 billion, right? Then only 30% of that population, they've got access to internet. As you have seen, like the delay, the internet is not reliable. Even those who have the internet is not reliable. So this tool is for those guys, like those young guys, or those researchers, those smart guys who don't have resources. Because with
Yeah.
USSD, you don't necessarily need internet, you don't necessarily need a smartphone, you see.
Agree.
So you've got those smart growing guys who can just go to the second hand phone market and get a BlackBerry like me. You just need a fairly good screen and a keyboard to start, exploring the vast world of possibilities with AI. And Gemini, right now, with Gemini, I don't think there is a tool that beats Gemini when it comes to, the cost and the efficiency.
Yeah. Fortune, so if you need to tell the problem that you're solving in two sentences, how can you tell?
So I'm actually bridging information access gap in Africa.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So so basically, what do you want to achieve out of it? Let's imagine your target users are started using this tool. So then, what you will achieve? So what is your goal to achieve? Other than Gemini API competition, if you put this app in live, and if your target users are started using it, what you can achieve out of it?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there are many things to harvest out of this app. Number one is the data, because right now the data, the data, what the data brokers actually saying
Yeah.
that there isn't much data that is coming from Africa. But I know there is data coming from Africa, but there are many insights that we are not getting because we have got like the majority of Africans are not connected, you see. So we can now with this app now we have data, we can custom make new products based on that data to this unconnected or unplugged market that is readily available in Africa. Then also, so from data, there's it's a huge market. Like imagine 900 million people. So within my calculations, it can be something like 300 billion per year sort
Oh,
of market. Yeah, 300 billion per year business, give or take. It depends with a lot of, but the numbers are there. So it's a good, it can be a lucrative business, and I mean something that hasn't been really done yet, because the thing is the governments in Africa are actually struggling to bridge this information access gap, So there were efforts in many countries to introduce free internet,
okay.
and there are also challenges with that. I mean, so none of those, a few of those countries have managed to do that, but the majority, they are still struggling with that. And even those who have managed to do that, it also presents challenges, like when you're giving free internet, you are giving a lot of, uh, a blank check to some people who might not know what to do with it. Then they end up doing unnecessary things there and all that. But if you're bringing in a specific tool that just brings in, you know, this type of service that doesn't have a lot of side effects. You see, like giving someone free internet has got a million side
Yeah.
effects. You discover that at the end of the day, you've created porn addicts, you've created drug traffickers, you've created, you see. But with introducing generative AI
Yeah.
as a solution, it doesn't have a lot of side effects. It's effective, but it doesn't have like a lot of side effects that comes with it.
Yes, Fortune. Agree. So I see there is a scope. Yeah, and there is a huge potential for the use case that you are working on, and it's pretty good. So now, can you explain a bit about the technical aspects of your project and how you leverage the Gemini API? For this project,
Mhm.
what all tools you have used, Gemini API, and what prompt engineering technique you have used, or even front end, back end?
Mhm. Yeah, so backend is it's a simple Flask webhook. So when
Okay,
you're working with so yeah, it's a simple Flask webhook that connects to a USSD gateway. So for that, so I used the Africa stocking simulator. That's basically
okay,
what I used is to simulate the whole process. So with prompt engineering, so like the idea behind this, I don't want to keep the the system, like I don't want to keep the LLM, if I may say it like that. I don't want to keep the AI to do this
yeah,
particular thing. So I just kept it to just maybe output a certain number of characters. Like, okay, in all your responses, don't exceed maybe 100 characters, just to to minimize, if I'm to minimize my costs, because if I give someone a blank check on how many characters they might choose, I mean,
yeah,
it might bite me on the cost side. maybe just minimizing the output to maybe a certain characters, maybe 500 characters, because now this helps me like in production to actually work out my cost, because I know that okay, 500 characters, they might cost me this much, you see, so I can work out my cost in production to say okay, so if someone, the other thing, like, so with USSD you usually work with sessions. So now if I can keep my, if I can, with prompt engineering, if I can
Mm,
keep my output,
yeah.
I'm able now to monitor my sessions and know how much I make per session. Because at the end of the day, it has to be a business. So I need to cost my session and know how much goes to Google and how much comes to my pocket. So basically, yeah,
Okay.
that's how I try to balance it.
Okay. So that's pretty good
So
balancing. S-
so
So,
now on the,
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
like
Fortune, continue.
on the production side now, that's where maybe I'll be, because on the demo, yeah, I didn't really plug in like the event driven architectures for data processing and all that, but in production, that's where I'll really implement things like caching, because I'll need to cache the data, because most of it, the front end, there isn't much to do on the front end. It's USSD, right? But on the back
Yeah.
end, there has to be a lot of data processing, because I really have to know who I'm dealing with and what do they want exactly. Because as the tool advances, I need the whole thing to be customized for specific users. You see, so there has to be like a very good event driven
Yes, yes,
architecture on the back end to process in real time that type of data. So it's going to be
yes.
heavy on the back end, but yeah, on the front end there isn't much. So I'll be using on the back end. So there will be the Apache Kafkas, there will be the Redis,
Yeah,
Apache Kafka and Redis mainly. Yeah, and the star of the party would be Gemini.
yeah, Fortune. So, I'm just curious to know that. So, what all technical challenges that you have faced? Basically, can you explain some of the technical challenges that you have faced? Have you faced any challenge with respect to the prompt responses?
Yeah, I mean
So how did you overcome it?
challenges are always there. I mean, I faced a number of challenges, because number one is the issue of internet, my internet connection or internet connection the side.
Yeah, yeah.
So most of it is for, I mean, most of it is for home use. Yes. So now trying to achieve the experiment with the production level type of uh, system, it introduces a number of challenges, because you know you're developing local, and then you're trying to plug into another a remote server, so the setup is hybrid. At the same time, the connection is really poor, so it takes patience. It really takes
Agree
patience, and you
completely.
really have to be patient and work, and be strategic about it. Because I usually notice that, between 1 in the morning and 4, people are asleep. I usually get fair amount of bandwidth. So when people are sleeping, I have to be awake and be waking. And when people are awake now, I have to sleep. So that's the strategy.
Yes. So I think it's, yeah. So it's a biggest learning for me also. Like from by meeting you, so I am able to learn a lot of things from. So what challenges that you face while working, and then so what is the advancement of particular IT technology there? So it's because of this webinar, it's not just about the Gemini API and your product has been promoted. In addition to that, people also will able to know so what's the present scenario, how Fortune kind of people are working very hard to get the products done. So
Yeah,
so
it's not
Fortune,
easy.
yeah, Fortune. So your project has a strong social impact. If you see that, can you share more about the motivation behind creating a solution that benefits undeserved communities? Communities. Basically, do you have any story? Have you do you have any personal story that has provoked you to work on this?
Yes, I have got. I tried to share it when I was starting when the weapon I was starting. Yeah, I do have a personal story that really, in fact, that drove me. In fact, that drives me to think this direction. You see, because uh, I want to build for my community first, number one, because
Okay,
as I've been trying to say that it's shiny products are so attractive, but
that's
at the end
great.
of the day, they are not for us. When I say us, I mean the African market. You see, because
Yeah,
we don't have resources to interact or engage with shiny products. You see, so the basics of the products they can move the needle here in Africa. You don't need we just need something that can help us access, you know, the information that is out there. So within that, I because I'm around a lot of brilliant developers. Like I know in some of the communities, I know these amazing guys who are developing, but still the products that they are developing and some of the products, the amazing products that I've developed, they are rotting on our hard drives because we don't have resources to use those and no one can relate with them. You see, we are copying. You know, you go to YouTube and you see guys developing these amazing LLM agents, and then you're like, wow,
yeah,
I can actually build an agent that monitors my house, and it's brilliant. I've built it, you know. I've also worked on it. Like I when I finished working on it, I'm like, but does it solve any problem, any major, any pressing issue that I'm having or that my neighbor is having, or that, you know, John, I usually have got this guy called the young John in the village there. Young John is a very brilliant student. He's getting A's, but he stays
yes,
with the grandmother, and the grandmother can afford just a little for him to go to school and eat. Now it's on John for him to, to find means and ways to make it in life. So building this, I'm actually building it for John because John just needs a little push. He doesn't need a lot. He needs a little push to have access to information. So with this
yes,
approach and this thinking, I'm building this to enable the young John or the young Fortune have access to real-time information or fresh information so that they can advance their minds or and then
yes,
advance their brains. And when that happens, they also improve their community, you know. So when John makes it, going to see another
yes,
John. And when another John, at the end of the day, we are going to have a community of, you know, educated business, well-up business people. But there's to be someone who started something. So that's what I'm trying to achieve. Just that small push to give my little John the opportunity.
yes, Fortune. Completely agree. We require Gen AI scientists and the technological evangelists are required to uplift the downtrodden community. So, Fortune, so what we would like to do is I would play the app demo. So you just give the
Mm-hmm.
voiceover. You just explain it from the back, from the your side. Okay, what this app is going to use. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me share my screen and demonstrate our app. So you can just give. You can explain in the background.
Mm-hmm.
So is it visible?
Yeah, it's coming out,
I'm a software engineer
Yes.
based in Botswana.
but I'm not seeing anything right now.
User is a
I'm
USSD
only I'm
that
only
is
seeing bouncing balls. I'm not seeing any.
to
Is it visible now?
No.
I'm a software engineer based in
So here is
Botswana.
the app demonstration,
With me
and
here
you can watch
today
it.
is Usizo. Usizo is a USSD app that is powered by Gemini. Now let's get into the demo. So here we are using
So I'm not. It's not showing on my end. I don't know. Maybe it's. Is there something that I need to press or something?
No, not
Yeah.
nothing much. It should be visible,
developer
but
tools.
I think some network
Or
issue
please come.
probably.
Oh yeah, probably. Maybe you can. If others are seeing it, then it's fine. I'll just
Yes, yes.
comment.
Yeah, I'm just showing it to our viewers.
Language
So
model
now you have given
language
a prompt. So please provide me with the context or question you would like me to respond with fifth. So there you are asking about, tell me something about uh, so War World
Yeah,
War One.
World
So that's
War
what
One.
you have asked, and then yes, and USSD code has been running, and then you got the response. So World War One, also known as the Great War, was a global conflict that lasted from 1914 to 1918. So it involved the Central Powers, so various uh, countries was mentioned there. So the next question that you're trying to ask is,
yeah,
I wanna be a software
engineer.
engineer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So please help me. Yeah, please help. So that's what the question. And
Mm-hmm.
so great choice. Start with learning a programming language, Python, Java, JavaScript. That's pretty good response, Fortune. So that's what. Now the next question that you have asked is, any schools you can recommend. So now USSD code running, and then for software engineering programs, consider top ranked universities like MIT, Stanford. So all the top universities has
The main
been
purpose of this
recommended.
app is to
Mm-hmm.
So the entire app.
access
So this is the USSD code that you are using to run it, right? That's star 384 star 87419 hash. Is it specific to which place?
So that one is for the simulation. It's not actually something that I'll be using in
Yes,
production.
yes, it's a simulation.
Yeah. So that one is if it were to work, it was going to be working. I think that would be in Ghana or something. Yeah.
Okay, okay. But can you talk
Yeah.
about so some a bit detail about the USSD code? So how did you take the leverage of USSD code, and how did you connect that USSD code to call the Gemini? So that portion, can you talk a bit for our viewers?
Yeah. It's. I'll try to say it without revealing my secret ingredient. I mean,
Yes, yes,
I would
exactly, exactly.
I wouldn't I wouldn't want you harvesting my secret ingredient because, man,
Correct.
I'm trying to sit at the table with Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg one day, so I might need to just keep the ingredients to myself for a little bit. But now it's the whole concept behind it. It's you build a simple webhook. Uh,
Okay.
if if I'm to throw away the secret, like I think the one that works is, I'm not throwing, I'm just giving you, if you had to try Fast API, because Fast API, like
Fast API you have used.
yes, the
Okay.
async functionality. So because, yeah, without async functionality you'll be in trouble, I mean, a number of times. So with the async functionality, at least you are able to give the your backend time to breathe, and the LLM time to breathe. So it's actually easy for them to be in
Yes.
sync. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good idea, and it's going to be very useful for the so lot of people who wants to learn and explore things. It's pretty good idea, Fortune. So we would like to
Thank you so much.
appreciate you highly. So
Thank you so much.
yes, Fortune. So let's what advice would you uh, give to other developers majorly uh, from any part of world specific to the Gemini API, so for their projects?
Uh, that would be hard, because when I looked into the projects that other guys have developed, I almost took down my own, because I've never seen this much brilliance in my life. Like, wow, you guys, I was like, what are these guys eating? Like, for them to think this much and come up with these amazing products. So now it's hard to advise someone that is, in essence, in a way better level than you. But I would say that my advantage is that I I I understand my challenges, and I
Yes,
understand my
exactly.
problems. So instead of developing to maybe to win, I have pressing real life pressing issues, and I've
Yes,
got other people that I know, a huge market of over 900 million people that I know that would utilize this. It's not shiny. I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's one of those products that I can guarantee you that it's not shiny. There's nothing much to it, but there's a lot of people that I know that might need to use it. So, with that being said, I would say, maybe instead of focusing on a shiny project per se, just find a niche market for your product,
yes,
like
agree.
the specific people that can really appreciate your project, your product or your project. I think things can work well for you if you think that direction.
Yes, correct, Fortune. So that's what even see. It's not that how complex your project is, how impactful it is. That's the point one. And second point, the idea behind this webinar is we just want to learn from each other and create a bigger community so that we will understand, okay, with Gemini API, with Gen AI, so these many things can be done to uplift the society. So that's what the whole point. And so, Fortune, so now let's go for a quick rapid fire questions.
Hmm.
Okay, are you up for it?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Hopefully,
the first question: if your app could have a superpower, what would it be and why?
if my app if my app can have a superpower, what can it what?
So, if your app could have a superpower, what
Hmm.
superpower would it be?
Uh yeah, well, because I'm trying to work on that. So basically, the superpower is to
Okay, this
bridge
itself is a
information
superpower.
access. So the superpower is actually to bridge information access gap, and it's the whole
Yes,
idea
yes.
behind the app. To bridge, to
Okay,
make
okay.
sure that everyone has got access to information,
Yes, yes,
because
exactly.
information is power, by the way.
Yes, that's the power. That's the new energy. That's the new gold.
Yes, yes, sir.
So, Fortune, if Gemini API could grant you three wishes, what would they be? So, what would you want from?
Maybe a lifetime free access of the provision.
Yes, that's great. Yeah.
Yeah, a
And
lifetime free access of the free version, and probably maybe free a lifetime access of the free
for all the
cloud
versions of
services.
Gemini.
Yes, even I mean the cloud services, because now I would just move my everything to Google Cloud, lifetime free access of Google Cloud.
Yes,
I think
yes.
that would mean a lot to me. Yeah, and then also I would need the latest Pixel phone. I mean, it would. I mean, there's a lot of Gemini inside there, so it would be good for me.
Yes, that's correct. So, so basically, if you like, what's your favorite programming language and why?
So yeah, my favorite programming language is actually the best programming language, which is Python.
Oh, that's
Yes,
good. Even
uh,
mine too.
yes. I'm not trying
Next,
to argue. I'm not trying to argue with anyone, but yeah, I mean, Python is the thing.
yep, that's great. So, if you could time travel or present, meet a famous computer scientist or AI scientist, who would it be, and what would you ask them?
So for that, here's the thing. I don't have, uh, I don't have heroes, and there is a reason for that. But it's not far away. The person that I would go to is not far away, and then so if I would just go like a few years ago and meet Elon Musk for one particular reason. So the inspiration is behind him overcoming like the doubts that people
Yes,
had towards his art, towards his thinking, towards the way he perceived the world. I saw this documentary where he was actually crying tears because the people that he thought would believe in him, they turned
yep,
on him, that kind of thing. So for me, with him is the resilience and the neck to stand on your ideology and your ideas regardless of the opposition. You see. So that would be the guy that I would go to and like, Ish, man, if you can impact that,
yeah,
because
that's
sometimes one rejection for me, it just takes one rejection for me to get a burnout for 2 months. But
correct.
there are
I agree.
guys who really had it when it comes to rejections. So that would be the guy I would approach.
Yeah. So let's get into the so so now let's get into one more segment. So this or that, you need to choose either one. Okay.
Hmm.
So traditional way of working, or would you prefer to use traditional methods of communication or
Hmm.
embrace the latest technological advancements?
I would
Choose one.
rather go with I would rather go with traditional, because traditional is mature and traditional is it's stood the test of time. Like the reason why I'm using USSD.
Okay, that's great. So would you rather live in the peaceful countryside or the bustling city of South Africa?
Yeah, I would rather go with the peaceful.
Even me too.
I would rather go with the peaceful. Yeah.
Yes. Would you choose a thrilling safari adventure or a relaxing day at the beach?
Well, I would rather go with the safari.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
So,
I'll wrap.
which, which renewable energy source do you believe has a great potential for South Africa? Solar or wind?
Renewable energy source. Solar, I think.
Yes, agree. So, do you prefer the convenience of mobile payments or the security of cash? Mobile payment versus cash.
Yeah, I'll rather go with mobile payments.
Yeah, so we are doing it. So, artificial intelligence or human expertise?
Yeah, I'll go with AI.
Okay. So, electric vehicle or hybrid or uh, diesel engines or petrol engines, oil fire.
I would rather go with electric.
Okay.
Yeah,
Startup or
because
established company? Would you rather work for a small innovative startup or a large established corporation?
yeah, for now, because it depends, but for now, I would rather work for a startup because with the learning opportunities. You see, because
Yes, that's a
in
great
a space
choice.
of 4 months, I've managed to become a good data engineer.
Yes,
Because of
agree.
the challenges in a startup.
Yeah. Which do you believe is more important for South Africa's development? Education or employment?
Mm, why South Africa? Why not Botswana? Because I'm in Botswana right now.
Yeah, Botswana. Yeah, Botswana. Entire
Okay,
Africa.
all right, entire Africa.
Yeah,
Eh, so you said education or employment.
employment.
So I would say education, but there's a but to it because now it's education. I mean, it depends with the definition of education. You see, because education is broad. Someone can look
Yes,
at me and say
exactly.
I'm not educated because I didn't go to the university, and someone can look at me and say I'm educated because I managed to do the same online courses. I did the same courses they did in the university, but I did them on my own, and now I can produce
Yes,
results on my own. So it's I can say education, but yeah, education.
yes, perfect. So, would you prefer to preserve traditional Botswana customs or embrace modern trends?
Uh, Traditional. I'm a traditional person. I mean,
That's good. That's
I would rather stick to my traditions.
yeah. So, finally, what are your future plans for your project and how do you see it evolving? Do you want to take up to the NGO or do you want to connect with governmental organizations so that you can push it because it has a great scope?
Yes, yeah. I mean, the whole idea. Hopefully, someone important is watching who can just give me a call, like, "Hey, young guy, let's just partner and see how we can take this thing far." Because the thing is, I can't do this alone, and I
Yes,
know my
agree.
weaknesses and I know my powers. So the idea is
Yes,
to take this as far and as wide as it can go. But I need like strategic partners, people who actually understand the market side and the business side of things more than I do. So yeah, I would
agree.
explore partnerships. Now with the if I happen to win a little something from Google, it's a step further to the dream because money is, I
Yeah.
mean, funds are needed to just take that one step.
Yeah, Fortune. So I would request people who are sitting in Africa can connect with Fortune to understand the project and then explore because it has a great scope. So you can expand it so that majority of the people can get benefit out of it, and it's a great idea. So Fortune, thank you for sharing your inspiring story. Your dedication to using technology for social good is truly commendable. So yeah, Fortune.
Yeah, thank you so much. The pleasure was all mine. I mean, hopefully it won't just be the project to win a prize money or to win an electric
Let's
car,
hope so.
but but it will be a project that can, that maybe 5 years, in 5 years' time, we can gather somewhere and like, do you remember when we talked about that project, and now it's actually saving like Africa. The whole idea is for the project to sell.
Yes. So it's a great, inspiring story, and so let's keep this collaboration ahead too. So in future, if you want to connect and then share some stories at any time, so we can collaborate from Gen AI perspective and large language models, anything we can just connect and discuss. And thanks a lot, Fortune, for being with us.
Thank you so much, my brother. The
Yeah.
pleasure was all mine.
Cheers, cheers, man. Cheers.
Thank you.
Yeah. So stay tuned for more episodes of Gemini Unplugged, where we'll continue to feature the incredible work of our developer community. So basically, here you guys can just explore. So what all use cases we can work out, and what all people have worked out to bring Gemini into the production use cases. So just brace yourself to explore more use cases. We will continue to feature the incredible work of our developer community. Until next time, see you. Bye bye. But don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. See you again.